not. It's gonna be the last time. We're all gonna
True.
fucking die.
Oh,
Probably.
I'm pretty sure
Yep.
Ezra's gonna die.
Twice in 1 week.
Okay, Lex, take it away.
Hello and welcome to the Story Told with our finale episode of The Last Caravan If Tomorrow Never Comes. Oof, so sad. Uh, just before we start, we continue to be a proud member of the D20 Radio Network, as well as being partnered with Fool's Moon Entertainment. And with our affiliation with Fanroll Dice, you can use the code StoryTold10 to receive 10% off your next order. But let's get into it. Let's throw it to our dear Atlas, our guide on this journey, Just Jarn.
And literally the person who's been trying to pop your tires, make sure that the engine doesn't run, just, being the devilish little gremlin that I'm meant to be. Hi, I am Just Jarn. I am the Atlas. You can find me on social media all over the place, Just Jarn. But I am sharing a story, which is, again, I'm just kind of setting up the world. I'm setting up the setting overall of a story of a post-apocalyptic world in which aliens have attacked Earth and sending us into a long, long winter. But the story that's being told is not something I am sharing. It's rather the story that is being shared by these fine, wonderful people that have been through this journey for the last 12 sessions. And so hopefully today they at least get some answers for the future, if any. But I'm going to go down the line and let you guys be introduced for the final time in this adventure of the last caravan, starting off with none other than Serena.
Hello. My name is Serena X Moon on all socials, and I play Bug, the wrench, and yeah, that's it. This will be the last session. I'm excited, and yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Going up the line, next it's going to be Nady Danger.
That's me. Hi, everybody. My name is Nady Danger, but you can call me Nady. I am a TTRPG player, performer, professional dungeon master, and all around dice roller extraordinaire. You can find me on all the social media accounts at Nady Danger. And for this and the final time, I will be serenading you with the dulcet tones of Clint McCarthy, reporter and photographer for the Associated Press and the talker of the group, which I have done to great lengths for a long time. But I can't help but wonder, will this be the last report that he gives tonight?
Excellent. Continuing on, introducing Logan.
Hi everyone, I am Logan. I play Ezra Wren, our resident stargazer and alien tech expert, as far as we can call ourselves an expert on it.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree wholeheartedly. Bug could definitely catch up. If Bug wanted to, she could definitely catch up. But no. Continuing on, I'm going to be introducing now Lex.
Hey everyone, I'm Lex Basile Price. You can find me anywhere and everywhere at Yet Charming. You can also listen to the podcast that I do by myself and guests. And maybe, perhaps, one of these lovely people you see on your screen, or all of them, we'll see, might end up as guests. But this week we have our episode on physical media, which I would say everyone here probably has a good opinion on that. But for tonight, for the final time, I will be playing River Majors, our lookout, and she is up in that sniper's nest, ready for shit to go down.
All right. Moving along, we have next Eleanor.
Hi, I'm Eleanor, aka Foibles and Fables. I am a TTRPG performer, GM, and IRL actress. I have been playing Caitlin Bragg, the bandage of the group, who has been healing others and doing a lot of healing herself. She has found herself in this broken world and is not willing to let it go without a fight.
And finally, last but not least, the one, the only. Did we talk about Serena already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, sorry. It was Doc. It was Doc. My bad. Doc, you're up.
Oh man, I get to go last this time for the last time. I am Doc of Creative Disarray. We can be found anywhere at Creative Disarray LLC, wherever we want to be. I am an AP performer, writer, podcast person. Yeah, that sounds official. Working on Road to Wrestle Deep, still going strong. So at least I have, other things to not cry about. Dirty Penguin Man is in full force, starting recording soon. And I have just recently started a new podcast with an old friend from my childhood. Really, it's called the Existential Couch, where we really sit down and use our experience to speak about everything that's going on in the world, from mental health to inclusivity to really anything we can touch on with a bit of a existential look as well, and deep diving into that, and also just letting anybody that wants to join be seen. That's kind of our entire purpose. Is both of us want to create a community where everyone is welcome and can be a part of. So, Existential Couch, check it out.
Excellent. And now I'm going to be setting up the scene in order for us to get back into this world. The snow always falls. It has been doing so since winter first laid itself upon the world after the 2-month war, and it seems like it's going to be forever. There seems to be no true end in sight. At this point, we're going to be seeing a car driving. The car is going down this small road, pushing the snow aside as it cuts through, making its way towards a location with purpose. Eventually, the car comes to a stop. You hear the motor kind of die off as the engine is shut down. The car seems weary. The travel and the journey has taken its toll upon it. You can definitely hear that the engine's about to go. The car door opens up. You hear the sound of boots crunching upon the snow, and perhaps even the rocks and soil beneath. Looking over this action or the scene is a monster, a relic from a past that no human had ever seen in life. A monstrous beast that looms overhead, looking over this individual, this car. With googly eyes, you'll notice that the statue kind of just stands there with a bright smile on it. You'll see almost like the wear and tear of time. Again, none have been taking and maintaining it, and so rust finds its way to make itself at home upon the statue. A sign nearby, tipped off to one side, reads Cavason Dinosaurs, home of Dinny the Brontosaurus. We're bound to yesterday. We're prisoners to the consequences of our actions and our choices. We're prisoners to the missed opportunities, the regrets, and the what ifs that will always haunt us. Indeed, we are bound by yesterday. So, as we trudge through this life with the heavy chains of yesterday upon us, we make our way towards tomorrow. Caitlin, from your perspective, a massive ship appears right over Rio Fuente. It's the largest of these alien vessels that you've seen. You may have seen them on TV during the 2 months war, when the governments of the world tried to fight back as best as possible. This one, though, being in such close vicinity, causes fear, causes panic to overwhelm you. You'll see that as soon as the ship becomes visible, the cries from the rostrum soldiers shout out in both panic and fear, their commander trying to keep them under control. You'll notice that as the invisibility, the cloak that it has, melts away, the ship goes ahead and utters out this large, loud boom that begins to almost shake the very buildings, the cars, everything. At this point, all except one of you, Caitlin, specifically you, were affected by this boom. You kind of look around, And at this point, everything looks muddled. Everything looks almost as though in a haze. The sounds of voices near you come in, but again, you can't hear them clearly. They're muffled. And at this point, as you're standing there, well, what do you do? I mean, at this point, you're in a situation which is the worst of all outcomes. You're in a place you never dreamed of being. In a situation of danger where people with guns, with weapons are literally there. And worst of all, with aliens that you had never even imagined you would see. How do you find yourself, Caitlin? How do you feel at this moment?
I think betrayed is probably, it's not the correct word, but it certainly is top of mind. Caitlin doesn't believe in divinity. She doesn't believe in fate. If you ask her what she believes in, she'd tell you she believes in the Jolly Clown, because that's where she was distributing meals out of when all the church people in Newcastle up and fled. But at the same time, she's put her trust and her faith in this group. It was going to work. Clint's Gambit was going to work. We were going to get Charlotte. It might have cost us something, but it wasn't going to cost us everything. We were going to leave Rio Fuente with our baby. And now, I think the throne, Caitlin talked about it, represents the people in her life who claimed to care about her and yet did the most violent and unspeakable things to her. Family, lovers, friends. So, yeah, it's betrayal for sure. But I don't think she is in any mood or position to give the throne or rostrum any satisfaction. You're going to have to tear Caitlin limb from limb. You're going to have to nuke Caitlin from orbit. It's going to work. Or she will literally disintegrate trying.
Excellent. So, just in mechanics of game terms, the next actions that you take, you are going to be reduced by 1d6 as this boom affects you so, again, it hits you so hard. You can definitely spend some time to try to recover from it, but you would have to, like, literally take no other action other than focusing on trying to remove this haze that's on you.
Understood. So,
The ship. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me to do an action. Continue.
Oh, no, no. I was just going to set up actually that at this point, panic, chaos is around all of you. The gates to Rostrum are wide open. You'll see that again, these alien troopers begin to drop off from this main ship, landing upon the ground, firing off blast from their weapons. You're going to see that Rostrum tries to answer in kind, and at this point, again, you guys are caught within the middle of a firefight, whether you want to or not. And so, you need to kind of consider what actions to take. What is the goal of all of this? What is it that you guys want to do? What is it that you guys want to try to impede? Because any action that you take now is going to be for that.
I love that the idea that I'm very happy to hear that the gates are open, because Charlotte is on the other side. I think at this point, closing them is pretty pointless. We know these things can fly. I'm sure Rostrum does as well. At this point, my only concern is crossing the threshold of the gate and getting to the kids and getting to Charlotte. And hopefully, with Clint and Arthur by my side, I don't want to just make a break for it. I want us to do that as a group.
Yeah, I think if Caitlin was kind of visibly shaken and knowing that obviously Clint's doing Clint things, but has been kind of obviously mechanically shattered, but with how that would still be kind of presenting concussion wise, I think Arthur would put a hand on each of them and is pushing them through the open gate to the like. If there's a wall on the other side to kind of put our backs against, that's kind of in the direction he knows that tower Charlotte was in. But the first step is to get through the gate and to get there into a somewhat safe position to then move further. And if one of us needs to take a moment to reach out to the rest on the radio, whatever the next step is there, but getting through that gate and then being able to take steps to get Charlotte and get the hell out of here, no matter who the hell's killing each other, I think is the pinnacle of the goal.
And the channel is open. I left it open, so you guys know that. As unless it's broken or impeded, we will still be able to communicate. At least from our side to you guys, not you guys to us, because the channel's open.
All right, so we're going to be going down the line again as you guys are taking actions. The main plan I feel here is for at least one group is to try to infiltrate Rostrum and save Charlotte. Correct? And what would be the goal for the secondary group?
I'm thinking River is kind of like keeping that option open where, if need be, she can cover either their entrance or their retreat by having that bird's eye view kind of the situation.
That's totally fine. I will say though that again, you're kind of caught. You're a sniper caught within a situation where two opposing forces, are definitely going to be recognizing you quickly enough. So you definitely can take a roll for that, but again, it's going to be a little bit dangerous just overall. Staying there a long time might be dangerous for you overall, is all I'm trying to say.
I think then if once she sees them rush in, then she will follow.
All right, excellent.
Take that as a signal. Yeah.
And Ezra and Bug, what is your plans?
Ezra is going to follow River's lead while also trying to synergize, become synchronatic with the tones that are flying out here to see if he can read anything to perhaps either distract or push us in a direction that it might be safer, just to kind of move us away from them. Essentially, like reconnaissance in some respects.
Excellent. And Bug, what did you have in mind?
Same. As soon as the cards changed and everything went upside, just like, oh, change of plans. Gotta get in there.
Gotcha. All right, starting off then, going down the list, Arthur, you are going to be going first as you're going to try to help out your comrades, push them through the open gates of Rostrum, trying to get into their compound in order to try to rescue Charlotte. So I'm going to need a be the boss from you.
All right. 554.
You begin running in. At this point, you definitely are going to see that individuals in the chaos that is now overtaking the situation, you're going to see that the Rostrum soldiers, they're just going to be shooting at almost anything and everything that walks in through. At this point, you're going to be leading your companions in, and you're definitely going to hear the click of a gun. And at this point, a shotgun is going to be fired in your direction. This is going to be causing 2 harm. It's also messy, so it's also going to be hitting 2 targets, which is also going to be inflicting 2 harm to those individuals. Arthur, do you have anything to protect your allies?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're already behind me, so they can get behind me. And so I'll take the 1 harm, but then I will gain an armor from those that I'm protecting and take their harm.
Awesome. The shotgun fires off. You'll see that Arthur turns the corner, the gun unloads, and at this point, you'll see that Arthur takes a hit, kind of bounces back, and tries to stand up, trying to push forward, trying to defend the rest of you. Going down the line, Caitlin, you see that Arthur is now kind of again getting hit by oncoming fire attacks, getting caught. And at this point, you'll see that he takes a hit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they know we're not aliens, but like whatever, I get it. There's too many people in this firefight for me to use my enough skill. Unfortunately, it has to be less than 10. Unless Jarn, you wanna, that's up to you, but I'm not forcing it.
Use a heroic point or a heroism, and yeah, you can definitely use it.
Okay. Well then in that case, yeah, I think Caitlin will activate and she will step to that person and make them look at her and recognize that we are on the same side and we are way more valuable than, a bloody mess on the ground. And I get 2 minutes. So if I can halt that, I will call to you guys on the radio, get through the gate, get to us, and try to use that to shepherd you guys across. I'm happy to spend a heroism point for that.
You'll see that the individual that shot at Arthur goes ahead, kind of looks at Arthur and is just like, "You're crazy jumping in my shot. Now move. You're not one of those aliens." And at this point, you'll see that they, again, are geared more towards fighting the opponent that is the more logical threat for them. At this point, you begin to make your way into the compound, trying to move around. But you'll see that, again, these individuals are situated, trying to hide behind crates, buildings, anything that they can in order to get an upper hand. But again, the firefight coming, or at least the amount of firepower coming from the thrown forces is definitely taking its toll upon the rostrum. Without their tanks as artillery, they are going to be losing the fight overall.
Completely. But yeah,
I also want to step.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify on the damage before we get too much further. Sorry, because obviously I took. So you said both of them were going to take damage. I took both of their damage, or I took damage. Only one was going to take damage.
No, you're only one individual other than yourself would take damage. You're
Okay,
definitely going to be one of the people. Yeah, you'd definitely be one of the people taking damage, and then someone else would be taking damage.
I was just making sure that if I took both of theirs, even reduced by one each because of the armor, that well, no, I'm protecting both, so technically, okay, it balances out. I'm good. I'm good now. The math is good.
So yeah, then I dig my heels in and I wait for the other 3 to come across. And I've got my flare pistol out at this point.
All right, River, Ezra, and Bug, you guys hear upon the radio the call, specifically that Caitlin is basically, I wouldn't even say that she's requesting, she is literally commanding you guys to get over here as quickly as possible, try to get through the gates as fast as possible. River in particular, what is it that you do at this moment? How do you respond?
I get down as quickly as possible, and as I'm running, I'm going to try to clear anything or anyone out of the way for the 2 behind me between us and Caitlin.
You
So
definitely
it,
would see some of the thrown forces kind of in the way between yourselves and the gate itself into what the rostrum compound would have been. So at this point, you definitely can take aim.
great. 146.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
You hold up your rifle, and with it, again, you're not normally violent. That's not River's MO. But at this point, you feel that overwhelming rush of moment. At this point, you have the gun in your hand, and with it, you begin to take shots. Quickly, you unload on two of these individuals. You're going to see that they themselves kind of keel over. One shot is definitely a kill shot. The other one, you would have seen kind of like this haze as their armor gets hit. So you're going to notice that they will turn at this point, looking at you now as a potential threat, which is going to be affecting both of your allies as you're moving through. Again, you're kind of caught within this firefight between them. You're going to hope that Ezra and Bug take the initiative to kind of like navigate around you and trying to move towards that gate.
Great.
But excellent work, Ezra.
Yes.
You see River take off. At this point, she starts taking a few shots towards the thrown forces. Uh, there's something about River wielding that weapon that, again, it almost seems like you've never seen this type of predatory aspect of River, and yet here she seems to be almost in her element. She's able to take out one of them easily enough. The other one kind of gets hit, starts turning around, wielding their weapon, and at this point trying to fire shots in your direction. But what do you do, Ezra?
Uh, Clock that, but I'm also going to follow Bug too because I want to get to Caitlin.
All right. So, are you going to try to like do take any action where you're going to be voluntarily like throwing yourself at these forces, these alien forces, or are you going to try to like hide and use the opportunity
Uh,
that River's providing?
I'm going to use the opportunity River's providing while keeping my attention really focused on her as well.
All right, sneak around. You got a +1 die because River's daring do.
555.
Could be worse.
You begin to maneuver Ezra behind River, trying to use some of the cars that are nearby to kind of like defend yourself as you are making your way towards the gate. At this point, though, you're moving in between two of these vehicles. You'll hear the blast before you see it. This blast slams into you. Ezra, you are going to be taking, let me see, you're going to be taking 4 damage.
Ooh.
This thing is literally going to be slamming you into the nearby wall as the shot hits you. You feel the energy coming off of it. It's burning. It just kind of melts away at whatever armor equipment that you're wearing at this time.
I am shattered.
And finally, Bug. Oh, actually, I do apologize. Let me get back to the meat and potatoes of this entire story. Clint, how you doing?
So,
At this point, Clint, you're behind Caitlin, just to kind of
yeah,
catch you up. You're behind
yeah,
Caitlin. You'll see that Caitlin actually stops these guys from firing at you.
yeah.
And at this point, you'll see like she has more pressing matters, which is to get Charlotte as quickly as possible.
Right, right. So, Atlas, if you will allow me to paint a picture of understanding before I tell you what I do. So, right now, we are caught in the middle of a firefight. There are people on both sides firing heavy weapons at each other. Laser beams, machine guns are going off. Rostrum is still standing by the car where he was, and we were negotiating our deal. Is that correct?
Rostrum is not physically here present. Rostrum, the organization, is here. The individual you were
That
speaking with was General McGowan.
Yes, I'm sorry, General McGowan. General McGowan
Correct.
is there leading his troops and things like that. But it's not going well. Without the, I would know as somebody who's been in a firefight before in a battle that um, this is not going well for the forces of Rostrum, and it's only a matter of time before we're going to get this whole place is going to get overwhelmed, right?
Correct.
So, with that in mind, with him in view, here's what happens. So, the boom goes off, and Clint is taken to the ground. The sound overwhelming him as he falls to the ground there. That fog that you described filling his senses, not just his sight, but his whole senses. And it takes him a moment to get his bearings. And then when he finally does realize what's happening, he's in motion. Clint is in motion. Arthur has him by the back and is leading them around the corner where he takes the shotgun blast. Um, Arthur, obviously, in the attempt to try and stop them, kind of lets go of Clint, and Clint stumbles down to his knee and has this kind of half, like, hip sized view of what's going on. He's seeing the screaming, the people dying, the general over there with the barking commands and watching people fall, loud gunfire is going off everywhere. He's bleeding from the ears from this thing. He's shattered. He has wounds on him. He is in a bad condition. But despite all that, Clint is able to get his senses back to him. And one thing he knows is that I know that my friends, not just my party members, but my friends want to make a mad dash for Caitlin inside. But what they're forgetting, I think, and I feel, is that bases like these have lots of locked doors, lots of places of confinement and capture. This is, not only serving as a military place, but most likely a prison for where all these people were being held. So he knows without the general, they're probably not going to get too far, and it might be too late. And as a shattered Clint McCarthy, I'm going to do the next thing is going to be the most reckless thing I have done in this campaign, and I just hope for the best. And what I'm going to do is so I am going to break away from the party and make a run towards the general. Not in an aggressive fashion. I'm trying to run to him and I'm going to start shouting at him. This is going bad. This is bad. We need to get you out of here. Let's get to safety. Let's get around here. Let's get you behind something. I know you want to defend your men, but without you, this whole thing falls and we all die. I want to try to talk it out with him to go take cover behind the large vehicle that they drove in on. A simple request. Let's get you to safety and get you away from the battle because we need you.
Talk it out.
All right. All right, so it's only 4d6 because I'm bleeding from the ears.
No, that wasn't. It wouldn't be
Oh.
affecting you. It's only affecting Caitlin.
Oh, fantastic. All right, 5.
Yeah, because last session everybody rolled sixes except Caitlin.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. 6, 6, 6, 5, 3.
There we go.
You're going to see that you approach General McGowan. He's barking out orders towards his soldiers. At this point, he's calling for all of his soldiers to kind of get behind cover. There's no way that they're going to be able to win out in the open, and for the most part with those alien weapons and on top of with one of its commanding vessels, again, this is going to be a last stand of which little chance of victory would be found on Rostrom's side. At this point, as you approach, you'll see that the general kind of like looks at you. You'll see that the cigar in his mouth has been unlit, but he's still, again, holding it in his mouth, just kind of like feeling the comfort of that. And he looks at you and he's just like, "What is it you want?"
Well, you got the keys to everything. You got where all those kids are. All we want is a chance. Just one chance to get those kids out of there. You have the keys, right? To where they're locked up?
You'll see that he looks at you for a moment and he's just like, You were just here for the kids?
Yeah.
You'll see that he goes, kind of considers it for a moment, and you'll see that he barks an order towards one of the nearby rostrum soldiers and says, "Get this man over there. Get those kids out of here. It's the least we can do for them."
And I smile and I say, "Thank you. Thank you, General. We're going to get out of here. We're out of your hair." And I turn and Arthur, I know you're a bit banged up. Caitlin, I know that a lot is going on right now. But for those of you that see him, you as you turn, he exhales a shaky breath and his hands are shaking. And for everyone else that knows just what happened in this moment, if he would have answered any other way other than go get those kids, say, "Yeah, I got the keys." I was going to take my gun, put it under his chin, and blow his brains out. But since he relented and allowed us to do that, he he basically saved his own life without knowing it. And now
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Clint
whoa, whoa. Relented? 3 6 is not relented. At this point, this you could ask for that man's pants and he'd take it off and be like, "Here you go, sir. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for your
Well,
service."
he answered in any I was fully expecting to go down with the ship in that moment and take the keys, and to find out he was like, "Oh, you just want the kids? Yeah, go ahead. They're right over there." Was a complete like change in direction that I wasn't for, and the adrenaline surging through my body right now is palpable. Yeah. Okay. Well, the kids. Okay. And then I'm going to look at the two of you, Arthur, kind of bandaging himself up and trying to stand on his feet after taking a whole fucking shotgun to the chest. And
Hey, for the
Caitlin-
record, it only ended up being 2 harm. So
Yeah, because each one was
Only-
reduced by one.
only 25%.
that
of
Philly
your
shell,
life.
baby. That Philly shell, you know about that.
Yeah. And seeing Caitlin do what Caitlin does when Caitlin is in full command of her amazing facilities and abilities, screaming at someone as she is down the barrel of a shotgun, I'm going to say, "I got him. Let's get out of here." Go. And I'm making a beeline out of the battle towards the first door into this building I can find. I have no idea where those kids are, but in this moment, I didn't have to murder someone in cold blood. So like things are looking up for Clint.
No, for sure. One of the rostrum soldiers is going to be directing you towards a location, kind of moving quickly at this point, giving you guys a chance to see exactly where the building is at that they would be held in. But let's go ahead and turn our attention towards Bug. Bug, you're going to see that River at this point is caught in a firefight. You're going to see that Ezra tries to sneak by, but definitely gets hit by one of the shots from the aliens. At this point, or by the throne. At this point, what do you do, Bug?
How many aliens are there in this firefight?
Right now with River, one that is of a threat, but more are coming. So the longer the
More
fight,
coming.
yeah, more. The longer the fight lasts, the more they will appear.
Okay. Um Bug will, oh gosh. And what's Ezra doing? He
Ezra right now got hit, got slant flying towards a wall, probably crawling over towards like a nearby car to like get some cover. Probably bleeding pretty badly. Their armor's for sure shot, shot to shit. So, yeah.
okay, in that case, um Bug will run towards actually around me. This was like a battlefield between Rostrum and the
Throne.
throne. So I'm assuming there's like um, cars and weaponry and such all over with the destroyed building and such.
Oh
And
yeah, you
on
can
the
easily
ground,
you can easily
battlefield.
find, yeah, you can easily find a bunch of obstacles when the main ship came out and caused that eruption of sound. It flipped over cars, buildings, some buildings, the tops of them kind of crumbled over. So there's definitely debris. There's definitely obstacles that you guys can use to try to protect yourself as much as possible. And definitely caught, seeing these individuals catching bullets and strays, you're going to see several individuals that have fallen and their guns and weapons are probably on the floor if you want to make a beeline to them to try to grab them.
Okay. I was thinking of trying to get into one of these cars. If I could find one that was still that I could like assess that it would still be running, and I could get in and with my rig and repair be able to turn it on and rush towards where River is fighting with this alien.
So that's going to be taking two actions,
Okay.
right? So it's going to be taking two actions. Now, if you use a heroism point, I'll allow you to take those two actions back to back. Because I definitely want to see Bug run over an alien. I don't know why, but that's not my life goal.
Okay, I will do that. I will spend my last heroism point to do this, and would that be rig and repair?
Rig and repair first to see kind of
Okay.
a vehicle nearby that you can definitely use.
I got 113446.
Needed that.
All right.
Yeah.
You're going to find like a suburban kind of still on kind of there. You'll see that the glass is broken and shattered, but at this point you don't care about the looks. You're not driving it long term. You just need to try to protect your friends. And so at this point you go ahead and as you're looking around, you're going to realize that you can easily start this car, hot wiring it, and Bug. It takes you just moments. Just two breaths, and Bug is done. Kind of igniting this car. You'll hear the engine running, and at this point, you kind of like are satisfied with it. Grabbing onto the wheel, and again trying to mow down those aliens. Go ahead and give me drive a car.
Hey. Double sixes.
Oh my God, we are just
Six,
firing
six,
on all
three.
cylinders now.
Let's go.
River, you're going to hear a car engine off to your side. You're not even realizing the car engine. At this point, you would just hear it. Within the next instance, though, you'll see like these aliens begin to like several more begin to appear surrounding, and you'll see like them moving towards you. And at this point, you know you're going to be in the losing side of this fight. There's no way you're going to be able to take them all out with your weapon. But in the next instance, you're definitely going to see this suburban just come out of nowhere. The engine's revving. Bug, what do you say as you're just going to plow down these throne members of throne?
I imagine it as I'm coming. Maybe at some point, at somewhere, either that River can see me, or if she can, I'm just yelling, "River duck left," and then I'll go on her other side, and I'm plowing right through.
Yeah, River.
On
At this
your
point,
left.
you'll see Suburban just
On
drive
your
by
left.
and hit these guys, kind of flinging them around. At this point, you just hear the thump thump of the tires running over these guys.
Great. I I'll get up as quickly as I can from my dive out of the way. And the
Yeah,
car is
right.
stop. Yeah, and I'll just jump in. I'll jump in the back seat just right behind Bug.
All right, excellent. At this point, you guys are going to see that the massive starship overhead, the cannons begin to charge. You'll see that the cannons are being turned, and you're going to see that again. It doesn't take much. You're going to see that the projection for those cannons is definitely the rostrum compound. You're going to notice that several of the turrets lining up the rostrum, or sorry, the vessel itself, begin to fire onto rostrum compound. And so at this point, you're going to see that these shots begin to hit the compound, basically obliterating almost any buildings, anything that it catches. You're going to see an individual is just standing there, and immediately this purplish light falls on them, and they are vaporized. Nothing is left but a scorch mark on the ground. You're going to see that the building that Clint is heading towards, a portion of it begins to collapse, and you're going to see that the soldier stops quickly and then kind of like points towards that building and says, "Oh no, that's where the children were at." And so Getting back to the top of the initiative order. Well, there is no initiative order, but just to
But
keep
we
it all
we get
in
what you're
sync.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to keep it all in sync. Arthur, you're going to see this.
Okay, where's the door?
You'll see Clint is leading you towards it. You'll see that they stop as the first barrage of these turrets begin to hit. Looking behind you, you can see that swirling purplish energy as the main cannon is being loaded up once more and powered up. And at this point, you begin to make your way towards the door. You're going to find that that door is stuck at this moment. The frame has been shifted just enough that the door does not want to open easily.
I don't give a shit how easily it wants to open or not. I just want to open it.
Go ahead and do. I would either choose. I'm going to give you the choice here. You could be the boss, fight under pressure, or rig and repair.
Oh, I'll fight under pressure. You know me.
I don't know you. I don't know who you are. We haven't hung out for 12 sessions. Who are you again?
It's the biggest. I didn't ask for the room dimensions. I said I cast fireball moment of this entire campaign.
All right. Well, 55632 4.
Let's go, gang. We are doing stuff right now.
You go ahead and you grab the handle of that door. You feel the pressure as the door does not want to open. At this point, you pull on it again. And Arthur, what do you say to kind of empower you, to kind of motivate you further to open that door?
I don't even think Arthur's even using words this more. It's just very much a cry out of rage. Like he's just like very much just and tearing at the door to pull it open. He's not using words. It's not time for cool speeches unless you're Clint. It's time to rip a goddamn door out of the wall.
Clint, as you're standing there watching this, Caitlin as well, you've seen a lot of strange things in your life up until this point. You've never seen a man actually just literally pull on a door so hard that the hinges of the door go flying off and the door just literally pops. And instead of Arthur tumbling back with the door, he just kind of throws the door over him and it crashes behind him. And at this point, as you step into the room, Arthur, you're going to see the children, about 10 of them, kind of huddled there. And you're going to notice one looking up at you. And at this point, all of them are screaming, afraid, as the building is kind of tilted now. But you're going to see that Charlotte immediately screams. And upon seeing you, she pushes herself away from the others and runs towards you. And she goes, Arthur, Arthur. I'm so sorry, Arthur. Please, I don't want chocolate. I don't want to do anything. Don't leave me alone, please.
I mean, he'll scoop her up immediately and, kind of leave, the others to calm themselves down or be calmed by the others. Charlotte, we will go find the biggest goddamn chocolate fountain that still exists, or we'll just find out whatever they got left. But we're going to get you out of here, and we ain't going anywhere else without you again. I promise you that. You ready to go?
Oh, you don't even need to ask. She's already clinging onto you at this point, grabbing you as tight as she can. And you hear her just kind of like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Just don't ever leave me alone. I'm so sorry.
I know. I'm going to need you to climb on my back, and you can squeeze as tight as you need to, okay? It's going to be a little bit more dangerous. We're going to get out of here and get far, far away from all of this.
You see that she goes ahead. She struggles for one moment as she just wants to hold on to you, hold into your embrace. But then she goes ahead and nods. And then you'll see that she begins to, you kind of help her. She climbs onto your back and she goes and you feel her little hands reach around your neck and almost choke you. As that's how close she wants to be with you at this moment. You kind of have to stop her for a moment just to kind of make sure she doesn't cause a lack of air into your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At this point, you're
kind of
going
help,
to
lift her up so she's kind of reaching further down so she can grab onto the vest and hold that on each side instead. He'll kind of move her hands down there so they're secure.
You'll see that 9 other children are in that room. You're definitely going to see that at this point, the battle behind you, as you're like kind of witnessing her, you're going to see shots coming from the alien vessels behind you as well. Definitely, you're in a position where danger is to be found. So, if you're going to try to rescue those children, it's something you need to work on immediately and try to get a plan going.
Yeah, I mean, he would immediately turn around to the guy that the member that showed us which door it was and stuff like that, and ask him, is there a back way out? Any escape plan that you have at all, or is this just bravado and walls?
You'll see that he kind of like looks over towards you, pointing towards the back, and he's just like, it seems that they've already figured that out as well. And as he points, you're going to notice smaller vehicles, like the ones that first chased you guys when this adventure all started, kind of go ahead and are moving in patterns, trying to destroy any vehicles that are making their way out, shooting off at anyone, picking off anyone that is just trying to make their escape.
I don't imagine this damn city has a sewer.
You see that the soldier goes ahead and he's just like, I think that, well, there, and all of a sudden, you'll see a shot of energy fly. And at this point, to your shock and your horror, as well as that of Charlotte's, you'll see that the individual just goes flying at this point as energy just goes right through him.
Ah, fuck.
So we're going to change, we're going to rearrange the order for one quick second. Caitlin, Clint, both of you are going to witness Arthur getting in, grabbing Charlotte. At this point, the soldier that's there gets caught in the fire. What do you guys do? What do you plan?
Caitlin, would you allow me to go first?
Please.
Okay. So, um, we backtrack just slightly. We're both in movement when we see Arthur absolutely pull off this Herculean moment of strength. It gives us only a pause for like a second to let him complete that action before we've got to move again. I'm going to take Caitlin's hand, hold it tight, and I'm going to run towards the inside of the door. Not necessarily dragging you along with me, but making sure that you are with me when this happens.
Yeah.
We pin ourselves against the wall right near the inside of the door. I put Caitlin on the inside of the door where I am at the edge of the door, right? Like, so I can peek around. And I'm gonna like turn to you, our backs against literally and figuratively against the wall in this moment. And I'm gonna look down over at you, and I'm gonna go, "Were you hit? I saw the shotgun blast. Are you okay?"
My head's swimming, but I think physically I'm fine.
Okay.
I can't see at a big distance. I can't hear at a big distance either. If you're close enough, I can see and hear you fine.
I got you. And I give Caitlin just a quick once over to make sure there's nowhere bleeding or anything like that. Holy shit, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I almost shot that. I almost shot that guy.
I saw.
And
I
as
kind of wanted you to.
and I think like through this chaos, the fact that the two of us are laughing is a testament to this moment. And Caitlin, you can't see far, but you can see the look on Clint's face. And I think for the first time, you get a glimpse of what Clint is really all about. There is death and destruction, chaos and gunfire, and he's in this moment is smiling. He has this surge of adrenaline. It's the surfer catching the big wave. It's the moment where the wide receiver catches the football in that moment. He is so in his element right now that when an errant bullet goes and like pings off the door frame and he's talking to you, it like hits over by him and he just kind of ducks his head just a little bit. A fragment of wood cuts on the side of his neck and he doesn't even flinch. He is like, he just peeked out, almost got shot, ducked, and then peeked back out again. And in the meantime, Arthur behind us is having this moment, this tender, wonderful moment. and Clint is in the middle, is the center of attention in the middle of the party, about to jump off the roof in the pool. He's so excited.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And she reaches up because you're bleeding again.
yeah,
She had cleaned the wound, but they're opening again from your adrenaline, and the heart is pumping and the blood is flowing. And she says, "So you like this view better than from the sidelines?"
yeah, this is boom. And before I even get that chance to like make a comment and be like, this is awesome, this is the best first date we've ever had in our entire lives, boom, a guy gets absolutely annihilated by a laser beam. We duck back and see that and go, holy shit, holy shit. And then I am right back to the action. So he was going to get, no one is figuring out an escape plan, or we haven't come up with an escape plan good enough yet. The only one that I see that would be a good idea is that giant Humvee in the middle of the field that he drove up on. We're not going to get out going backwards. There may be the only way that I see is the car. And I'm going to, like, over the gunfire and the laser beams and the children crying, I'm going to be like, you see that? You see the Humvee out there?
Yeah, it looks pretty fortified.
Yeah, we got to get the kids in there. You got any ideas?
I mean, it's covering fire, or hell, maybe Ezra can jack one of those skimmers.
Hopefully. I don't know. I haven't seen any of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go stay right here, and before you even get a chance to say anything, I'm back out into the firefight, and I grab the door and I pick the door up and I turn it sideways a bit and I plant it in the room. And I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to do my best Arthur impersonation. You kids ready for an adventure? And as we line the kids up, I think the move is that I am going to go out first, holding the door in front as like a shield, as best as we can, pile up everybody behind me, and then Arthur has a shotgun. Anything gets even close to us, he's going to be able to do way more harm than I can. So that's my plan. It's a dumb one, but I got really dumb plans. So I'm full of them.
No, honestly, I'm into it. I think it's one of the best things that we could do at this point.
I think.
Yeah, I think after Arthur's, ephemeral but touching moment and his contact with Charlotte and knowing like the reality that, hey, Wick, you have her back, but you could all just get obliterated at any fucking moment. It doesn't matter, really sets in. And that's when Clint starts in motion, he turns back to the kids. He's like, I need everybody to just kind of line up in 2 or 3 lines and you stay as close to me as possible. We're going to move fast. It's going to be scary, but it's going to be a lot scarier if you stay. We're going to get you to safety, but I need everybody to just duck down, look at your feet, watch my feet, and move. You hear loud noises, flinch and cry all you need to, scream out, I don't care, just keep moving. That's all you have to do.
So I'm going to need 2 actions. I need someone to do a talk it out for the kids to try and encourage them to get behind on this plan of yours. And then whoever's going to be holding the door and making the run for it, I am going to need a be the boss or fight under pressure, whichever one you feel would be more comfortable with. But I do need those 2 checks. So if you guys want to divide it amongst yourselves, you definitely can. Clint, you're muted.
Oh, shit, you're muted.
If I may, team, I would like to
Yes.
first perform a talk it out with the children. I am going to use my 5d6 to talk it out with the children, kind of I don't do anything other than I look at Arthur like he is the leader of this group. And by me being an adult looking and listening to Arthur like a good assistant coach, I hope that they will then listen to Arthur and get into line. Ain't nothing to be scared of. It's just loud noises. Nothing to worry about. 1, 2, 3, 6, 6.
Now
At
my
that
question
moment,
is, since
Nice.
for the second roll, since he's holding the door, but my first hand is going to be on him. Am I technically rolling fight under pressure because I'm using Clint as a shield, even though Clint already does have a shield?
I would also,
It's
Atlas, before you answer that question, I would also like to propose, and then we can decide a cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner.
That's what I thought you were gonna do because you said, "Hey kids, let's go on an adventure." I mean, what is a better cheesy one-liner than that?
Yeah. I think what it is, and I think what it looks like, it's not, it's a cheap trick and a cheesy song. It is the old campfire song, "Going on a Bear Hunt."
so
Going on a bear hunt, like to get the kids kind of moving without, like, keep their minds focused on something else, as I literally run outside with a door that is not going to stop an alien blast at all.
So at this point, I will say that again, if you guys are supporting Clint on this action, Clint will be taking another action this turn. But you guys can definitely support him, turning it into Talk It Out as he runs with a cheesy one-liner to hold on to that door. I will give him an additional D6 for your guys' support.
And then I will use my final point of heroism to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 D6. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 6.
Oh God, it was needed.
Woof.
Yeah.
At this point, you'll see that shots are fired from the throne. You're going to hear gunfire, again, retaliation from Rostrum towards the throne, but it's mainly the throne forces that are getting the upper hand. You're going to see that these are kind of like the forces that you faced within the Washington Middle School. These are more of the elite forces, not just the ancillary soldiers that they would send into combat. You'll see that these guys have weapons that as soon as they fire off, if it lands and hits someone, literally the people will be vaporized, portions of their bodies. Wherever it lands, they'll just be vaporized. At this point, you're going to see that Clint, as he is being escorted with Arthur nearby, Caitlin behind, trying to make sure that all the children are safe. Yeah, you're going to see one of those shots come in and kind of clip the door just on top, and immediately you're going to see it like red hot, just a circular pattern where it just phased right through. And at that point, as you're looking at it, Clint, you're like, oh yeah, this door is definitely not going to do anything, but whatever. And you push forward.
Just doors for the kids. Let's,
Yeah.
let's just.
The pageantry of it all.
It really, Arthur, you couldn't have said it better. It is for the kids.
Yeah.
We're fighting an alien technology with laser beams. This door isn't going to do anything, but what it will do is block the vision of the children from the carnage around. If they're focused on Arthur's ass and the door, it's going to be they will be distracted. Lord knows I am.
At this point, you are definitely going to be making towards that Humvee. You're going to notice that rostrum forces around the Humvee have scattered, so the car is literally available to you. The only issue as you get to the Humvee and start loading up the kids, trying to get everybody into the car, is that the keys are not available.
Is the general
Kind of
have
and Humvee has keys.
I could try looking for them. It's I'm up technically.
It is your action.
search and
Right.
survey?
Search and survey.
Oh my
I've-
god.
Do I use a
I've-
heroism point? Do I find some
I've-
keys?
I've searched corpses before. It's fine. Well, yeah, I have to use a heroism point to offset my negative
Yeah, but you could
1d6.
use use a heroism point to find a useful.
Oh
item
yeah,
that's
that's
not
true. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
there's
If
anything
if
more
Darn will
useful.
allow it, again, I'm just using my heroism like currency. I got 2 when Ezra shattered, so that's what
Since
they're for. That's literally why I took that ability.
useful item is, again, if it wasn't the focal point item. So you could find something. Hey, I found a metal detector that happens to be lying nearby. Maybe I can find the key that way.
I'll roll.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get up in the back of the Humvee. Does that
Alan-
please tell me that Humvee has a 50 cal on the top?
Sure.
Oh hell
Hello.
yeah!
I'll
yeah.
say, all I'm gonna say is that Kaylin is gonna have that useful. Is gonna spend a heroism point to just pull out a useful item, and it's just like a huge magnet, just one that she just happens to have like in her pocket.
Just hold.
Where's that been the whole game? Muted.
Highest was a 5. Highest was a 5. Sorry, guys. So I'll take a bullet getting those keys. I don't care. Like I'm wrenching them out of the guy's hands, and then he shoots me. He doesn't know what's going on. Whatever.
Caitlin, I'm gonna really appreciate it if you stop giving the DM all these great ideas.
Mostly because I take your damage, Caitlin. So if you could stop, that'd be great.
Okay, so he slapped me open hand with a bloody hand. I got a handprint on my face.
No. Actually, what's going to happen is that you're going to see that Caitlin kind of goes. You'll see that Arthur jumps into the driver's seat, looking around, noticing that there's no keys available to you. And at this point, you're kind of freaking out, panicking, trying to find the keys. Caitlin makes the assumption easily that the keys must be on someone of notoriety, someone of, again, some sort of command, some level, probably Commander or General McGowan. At this point, you'll see that Caitlin gets off, running around the car, kind of like looking. And again, shots are being fired. This is coming, explosions nearby. Caitlin, you're going to definitely see the remains of General McGowan. Just that sadly, the top half of him is completely gone. And so you'll see that on his belt, he has the keys. They kind of rattle there, kind of like slumped there. And at this point, you begin to move to try to remove them from the belt. Although, from a distance, unbeknownst to Caitlin, a shot's going to be fired that is going to be clipping Caitlin. This shot is going to be doing 3 harm to Caitlin.
No, it's not.
Well,
What do
I
you
mean,
mean?
if you're on the back of the car, you left my arm's reach. So,
Well, it's a good thing I have impossible endurance then.
oh, because you take after your friend. Ignored.
I ignore all damage.
Oh, the famous alien defense. Nuh-uh.
Nope.
The nuh-uh defense. Got it.
You'll see that the blast lands short, kind of catching Caitlin, but it doesn't seem to do any sort of damage towards Caitlin. At this point, though, you do have the keys in your hand, and you begin to make your way back to the Humvee. But we are going to turn our attention now towards Bug, River, and Ezra. Ezra, at this point, pain is searing through your body. You can feel the hurt. Again, you know for a fact you're probably going to have a nasty scar and wound on your chest. You can feel the blood kind of like issuing out, and you're trying to like hold it there, trying to stop it. You definitely are going to hear the engine of a car, and you're going to hear Bug scream out something. River says something in response, and then afterwards you'll see that the gunfire has kind of died down a bit. But at this point, River, Bug, Ezra, what do you guys do?
Do we see what's happening with the building? Like, we don't necessarily see the kids, but we see that Arthur went into the building and followed by Clint, right? And then saw the Humvee. Like, do we see enough of that, or are we too far away to see that?
Ezra, you'd be way too far, and 2, you wouldn't be concentrated on seeing that distance. You're in pain, you're hurting.
I'm also shattered and detached, so I'm trying to figure out what I could possibly do in this moment.
I mean, what you will see is that the massive ship above, its cannons are beginning to like point downwards towards the village, the town, and you're seeing that they're powering up as you can hear that hum as the energy begins to collect as they're getting ready to just fire a barrage from the main cannons.
Okay. Well, I'm shattered and detached, and I think in that context, Ezra doesn't really see much hope of anything, so he's just going to stumble to his feet, look at the throne, look at the Songweaver with the attached amplifier, and he knows that the Songweaver rebuilt a car without the amplifier. So, with nothing to lose, and just weirdly silent for a moment, he begins to hum his song and power up the Songweaver, letting the amplifier just do its thing, like full throttle basically, and he's going to aim all of that energy at the throne.
Go ahead, do harmonize with alien stuff.
Okay,
Come on, man.
and I'm gonna spend. Okay,
Let's
so
go.
I have 3 heroism right now, and you can spend multiple, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna spend 2 of that, so that'll give me 4, 5, 6 dice. That fucking blew. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2.
Mm.
There was a 4
Mm-hmm.
mixed.
As you turn upwards, Ezra, putting all of your emphasis into the Song Weaver, you attempt to undo the vessel, trying to stop it as much as possible. Again, kind of to your point, were able to repair a vehicle that had been destroyed. You're hoping that maybe you can disassemble in some fashion this massive commanding vessel up in the sky. The cacophony fills you, and at this point, you hear the sound all around you. You're trying to connect. You hear that loud boom once more that you've heard before, and clearly that you make out to being the commanding officer of this vessel, the individual that has been, oh, for all intents and purposes, this kind of phantom that has been all but chasing you, and someone who is extremely powerful. The moment that that boom is heard, again, a thunderous roll of drums, you feel yourself almost pushed back at this point, as though it is rejecting your song. You're also going to catch faintly Valenian, as her song is trying to oppose them, but is very faint. And you could almost make out the fact that Valenian is dying. There's nothing that she can do. There's nothing that she can do at this moment. And for the most part, again, whatever connection you had with Valenian, whatever connection you had with this group in particular, um, you feel yourself almost fading, as though your song is being squashed by the thunderous roar of this orchestra, the symphony that is now playing. At this point, you are going to be taking mental damage. You're going to be taking 1 mental damage.
Okay.
And at this point, to all of you, you begin to see that the cannons are beginning to lighten up again, this bright purple. You almost hear the mechanisms getting ready to fire off. And at this point, you'll notice that the cannons are literally pointed down towards the city. If you guys are going to survive, that blast is definitely going to be the obstacle to overcome. But we'll do that after our break.
Oh, is it really that time already? Wow. fucking July and the fireworks have already started. Ugh, I hate living in Philly.
And we're back.
So patriotic.
Awesome. At this point, as you are all looking, you're going to see that the massive warship that is overhead, the cannons are pointing directly down towards the town of Rio Fuente. And at this point, you're going to see that there's almost like an electricity, a static that just lingers within the air, as you're going to see that these cannons are preparing to fire. At this point, what do you guys try to do to best avoid it?
Drive the fuck out of here.
Did I hear any of that noise that was going on with the Weaver and the amplifier? I know that's affected me in the past.
Spend a heroism point, and you definitely would have.
I have one to use. Um, so I hear Ezra try, and I look out of the window, and I see the cannons start to light up. I want to save everyone in a way that I couldn't before. And I see what's about to happen, and I don't know what to do. But a old trail song comes into my head, and I close my eyes and I just push that song out. And I know we talked about this behind the screen, but I am going to break glass for emergency, and I want to try to make that blast go as off as I can. Just in a last push, just try to shift it.
At this moment, the car is driving, Bug is at the wheel. You're going to hear that cacophony, and at this point, as you had mentioned, you're going to try to push back towards it. Reaching down deep into yourself, you begin to realize that you're not who you are, at least thought this entire time you were intended to be. What is your name, princess?
My
What is your
name
real name?
is Ma Martini.
Machini?
Martini.
Matini. Ezra, the song that comes out, that begins to radiate, you almost sound and it feels familiar to you. Yet it is one that you've never heard, and at this potency, at this distinct level, it is almost overwhelming. But you almost feel like a instead of being hurt and in pain because of this, you almost feel a caress. Bug, at this point, you're going to see that River almost ignites. You'll see that she begins to shine brightly, causing you to almost like momentarily find some blindness as she begins to shimmer. And at this point, you're going to see that she actually lifts up as she begins to sing, and the facade of River gives way. You're going to see that the individual that was River begins to take an Arnian appearance, and almost kind of she begins to extend. She grows about 6 some odd feet tall. You'll see that she doesn't look human anymore. And at this point, River, well, Matini, what what do you want to do with that vessel? You are the strongest Arnian in the entirety of their civilization, one of the last grand ones. At this point, you have a power that is beyond measure. And one of the main reasons of your escape, one of the main reasons you tried to hide who you were, is specifically is that you knew that they were going to try to turn you into a weapon against the human civilization. But at this point, what do you do with that power?
I shove the craft, so instead of down, it's forward. So it like up to upend it.
Immediately, you're going to see that the ship tilts and you're going to hear the cacophony of the orchestra as they're trying to realize what's happening. They're trying to stop this from happening. You'll see that their songs break under the wave of your song. And at this moment, you're going to see that the ship goes ahead and does a 90-degree turn mid-air, and at that point the cannons fire off. You'll see that the shot goes beyond the horizon and kind of gets lost amongst the Ozarks, disappearing, and off in the distance you might see like a white glint of it striking against something, but that is it. At this moment you feel yourself kind of lifting out of the car as you're being lifted by your song. Matini, River, this is not going to last forever, and you know that it's going to take its toll upon you. You get to have one last action that you can take with that ability activated. Again, you're not able to create anything, you're not a magician, but you definitely can take effects within the world. And at this point, you definitely hear Ezra's tone, his song kind of playing as well, kind of in the back of your mind.
You're muted.
I hear Ezra's song, and I think I know what this family has wanted from the beginning. And so I think the word escape. And I want to just create the straightest exit out of this city for both of these cars.
Down the line of Rio Fuente, at this moment, something of almost a miracle occurs. You're going to see that a wind picks up all the vehicles, all the obstacles, all the rubble that is in the way between you and the aluminum falcon and your exit begins to kind of lift and be tossed to the sides. At this point, as the Humvee begins driving, you don't even have to do a driving check, because at this point, whatever's not attached to the ground or bolted down goes flying, literally, as you guys are driving through the streets through Rio Fuente, making your way back towards the entrance where you came in. At this point, Bug, you see that Matini is at this moment kind of elevated, floating in midair, with her power surrounding her, with this song, this orchestra that is overwhelming her. And you'll see that Ezra, like one of the cars just lifts up, and you'll see that Ezra's there on the ground, hurt. But you definitely see the opportunity for you to make a run for it. What do you do, Bug?
Um, Seeing River lift and then um everything start unfolding, the spaceship getting upended, the shot going away, Ezra on the ground. I'll get off the car, run towards Ezra, panicked, eyes wide, and I'll be, Ezra, Ezra, are you okay? Are you okay?
This was stupid. Why did we think we could
"Y-
do this?
Well, as long as we live, that's all that matters. I'm dragging you towards the car.
He's not fighting you. He's like completely shell shocked at this point.
Okay, I'm dragging you towards the car, and I'm also kind of panicked and panic talking, and I'm like, "Yep, we just have to live through this." About that alien stuff, be careful because I think you turn into an alien. I'm not sure. River is floating, and we gotta get out of here. And I drag him into the car, and I want to book it. with both River and Ezra if it can. I don't know if River is still floating in the air, but
Definitely is. And by the way, I could just picture Ezra just being dragged by Bug. Bug's like grabbing his ankles and pulling him, and Ezra's just like looking at the heavens above and just like, what is the point of all of this? Kind of just going through the melancholy, the emo.
yeah. Bug is definitely used to Ezra's sad boy, though. She's still dragging him.
So at this point, you get back into the car, and your Bug, you get Ezra, you secure him in the car, right into this caravan. Or sorry, not the caravan, the sedan, not sedan. Oh God, what is it?
Suburban.
Suburban?
Suburban.
Suburban.
It's Jesus God. Okay, words do not come to me now. At this point, as you're standing there, you're going to see that River at this point, well, this creature that was River is still floating there, and at this point, you're seeing them kind of fall back towards the ground. You'll see that their power kind of ends. And at this moment, you're going to see a straight path, straight leading you out of this town. But you're going to see that she begins to fall as she exhausts herself in doing these things. Bug, how do you respond?
Secure Ezra turns towards River, run towards her, and start smacking her on her face. River, River, are you okay? Are you an alien? Are you okay? Did they get you?
Are we. Are you able to leave?
Am I able to leave? Yes, and I'm like grabbing you, trying to like pick you up to dragging you into the car. Does she look still like an alien or does she look like
Yes.
River?
No, she looks like an alien. She looks like she's meant to be. River's the facade. This is the real character.
Oh, I see. Yeah. In that case, yeah, I do run towards you and I smack you in the face. But I'm just shocked. But I am like, River, River, are you okay? Are you okay? What happened?
I tried. Am trying. Will try to save everyone. Do what you do best.
I don't know what that is. But stuff I did best was run away and I'm not doing that anymore. So, yeah. And
Drive, Bug.
okay. 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 And I'm dragging you with me. I'm not leaving anyone behind. Not anymore.
Bug, you go ahead and secure River into the Suburban, and at this point, as you get into the driver's seat, you're definitely going to hear the sound of another vehicle kind of fast approaching. And at this point, you're going to see it's a Humvee with a turret, and on the turret happens to be Clint, just kind of waving that thing around, the turret itself. But Ezra, as well as Matini, at this point, you are both going to hear the sounds of that vessel. The vessel, the cacophony begins to kind of organize itself. The vessel begins to lean back, getting back into position. And at this point, you're definitely going to hear that loud boom, again, that drumming, as you kind of make out the sound of the commanding officer aboard that ship shouting out, "The princess is here." And so you know that time is not on your side. Ezra, Matini, what do you guys do?
I touch Ezra's arm and I say, you are special. You can do brilliant things. Do them.
Ezra turns his head and just. And the facade is still gone, correct? Did
I'm
you,
sorry, what song?
the facade.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The facade is gone.
Did you always know?
maybe somewhere. But I have loved my time being River and being with you all and seeing the wonder that you all can do.
Could do.
Can do, will do.
Why did y'all come?
We could no longer be where we were. Here, the civilization, our planet, our life was gone. And this place looked like a heaven. And if we could rebuild here and replace one home with another, we had to try. I don't think that there should have been so much bloodshed.
That's a funny thing about
That-
human history. We're soaked in it.
As we have come to learn, we wanted to do this together. But the base instincts of both of our people proved to be too strong.
Ezra nods a little bit at that, and then starts fiddling with the song weaver and amplifier, seeing if he can figure out anything that better, different, that he might be able to do with this. Something that's really human in its approach, considering its alien technology that they might never have considered because, well, they're not human.
Harmonize with alien stuff. I'm going to give you an additional 2d6s because of Martini being there.
144,335.
Ezra, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your dice.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me, please. Grab your dice. Chuck them onto the floor. Let's pull an Eleanor on this one. Just chuck it to the floor somewhere close by where you can see it and see where it lands.
Okay, I don't trust myself to find these, and my dog might eat them. I'll keep
Toss them on your bed. Toss them on. Find a little container, something. Just let's do this. Come on. I got faith in you.
Okay.
Martini has faith in you.
1, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 6. There we go.
The dice tray all along.
It's you have to pull an Eleanor. That's all you got to do, guys. That's the secret.
I'm notorious for really shitty rolling.
That's totally fine. What do you think Ezra is? And actually, if you want to, Martini, you can help out and again give an advice, give suggestions. Ezra, Martini, what do you think is the most human thing you can do to the Arnians? Specifically the throne. As we know, not all Arnians are with the throne or believe in the same thing as the throne specifically. But what do you do? How does your song overwhelm them?
Oh. Well, I'm connected to it, and there's this psychic element to it. What if I project out the collective voices of humanity here for them to hear what's going on to the humans that they're fighting?
I would agree with that. I would actually give you a heroism point though if we narrow it down to one specific voice and the loss of someone. That again would be the voice that would be symbolizing the pain, the hurt of losing someone.
Oh, probably Charlotte then. I mean, she already lost her parents. She almost lost Arthur, and she's terrified in the middle of a war that she doesn't necessarily understand, want, or need. Definitely doesn't need, rather. Yeah, I'll be projecting Charlotte's inner voice to the alien ship.
You're going to hear the sound of the symphony begin to shift. Matini is definitely putting her all into this, and you don't know how longer Matini will survive pushing herself to this limit. She's pushing literally, in the terms of the Arnians, she's pushing herself to the slumber, the point where it's of no return, when the song is too overburdensome and too bearing onto the physical form. But she is willing to commit to this, and for the most part, Ezra, as you begin to project the feelings of a young little girl that was found by a band of individuals, of companions that came together, that has seen and witnessed death and horrors, that has seen loss, has understood heart, love, and at the same time has felt fear and even hate. You'll see that the Arnianian vessel, the massive commanding ship, almost goes stale. It just kind of stops, and your song overwhelms. And this begins to bring a saddened tear to almost everyone's eyes. Even to those who are not affected normally by the song or the harmonics, you guys can feel this sadness well in you, and you can feel Charlotte as though she had always been there with you, as though she had always been the purpose of your endeavors. With that, you guys are able to drive off. The path is clear, the road is available to you, and you'll see that the Arnian vessel is going to linger there for quite some time until long after the song has died out, as the proximity to Ezra distance itself. What do you guys do? By the way, at this point, the Humvee will catch up to the Suburban, and everybody's going to see what's happening.
Arthur, you're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted. No, you.
Said I'm going to use, since you took it away from me, I'm going to use Rally Driver to swerve around Bug and overtake her and take the lead.
You got it.
I'm gonna use Witness Me and hit that 50 cal and just destroy the Suburban. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's a couple of miles you get rid of.
Still no trust for aliens.
Oh man, what a moment.
So,
Yeah.
at this point, you're going to see that the Humvee again kind of catches up to the Suburban. You guys begin making your way towards the north side of town, which is where you guys entered from. At this, as you kind of come towards the vehicles, again, you have the truck, the pickup truck, you have the aluminum Falcon. It took some damage from the crash, but you guys decide how you're going to exit all of this. But the one thing is that you're going to notice that amongst your number now, there is an Arnian, an alien, standing amongst them.
And 10 kids.
Yeah,
And
dude.
10 kids.
That's where things get real weird now.
Yeah. I mean, I've suspected it for a little while, Caitlin
Yeah.
has. So she's certainly not surprised, but she's also been thinking this whole time, like, if I'm right and it does pop off, what is Clint going to do? So she's watching you. I'm not going to police you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will be watching what you do, Clint.
Well, I
Okay,
did.
so go ahead, Bug.
I did want to, as soon as we would have parked, I did want to, Bug would have gotten out, still panicked, ran towards Caitlin, because Ezra and River to me still are injured. So I would have run towards Caitlin and be like, Caitlin, um, we made it. We're out, but Ezra needs help. River is an alien. Something happened. I'm so glad you're alive.
Yeah,
I will
I
say,
tell
just
you.
for position, sorry, before we go, I just want to say I would have waved forward as we went by to then have us keep going and not park stop until we're actually back at the Aluminum Falcon
Right.
and truck
Yeah.
and stuff, just for make sure we're all on the same. I just want to make sure we're on the same page of
Yes.
where we
Yes, we
were
are.
if there was
We are
anybody still
Yes.
there.
there.
Yes, we
Absolutely
are
still there.
there. Yes.
And no, that's a good clarifying point because is the question there or the answer? Were they the answer? What were they?
I don't know what the question was.
What's the
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 Or just the
question?
answer
solution.
is the no. The answer is the group. But no. As soon as the firefight started, the answer
Oh.
made its way
they
out.
bugged out. Okay,
Oh,
understood.
Yeah.
I
Yes, yeah.
apologize.
Same, same, same,
I
same,
Okay.
I
same,
thought you
same.
meant that literally,
Philosophically.
and not
What is the question?
literary.
Yeah, well,
Right.
because that was going to be my concern is like if we do have an Arnian with us, what are they going to do? But if they've bugged out, that's perfect.
They bugged
So yes.
out. Oh
Hmm.
man, I'm never gonna get to use this 50 cal.
So yeah, Caitlin will pull Bug close. It's all right. It's all right. I'll fix it. I'll fix anything. And she'll make her way to the car and tell you, maybe just keep Clint at arm's length for a little bit.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, and I'll head over towards Clint.
Oh, do I need? I should probably give my positioning as if you're heading towards me. Um, ride in on the back of that thing, gripping the 50 caliber on the top of the Humvee, like if he loosens his grip, it's gonna fly away. The moment the Humvee comes to a rest and the action tidal wave kind of fades away, I'm gonna kind of hop off the back of the truck, kind of stumble a moment or two, having taken damage again, survived another battle again. I just go find a nice quiet corner where there isn't anybody, and I'm just going to vomit. I throw up again, and as I stand up and I just wipe my hand across the sleeve, across the hand, my hands still shaking from the adrenaline. I grab that lucky cigarette, that last one in the pack, and I like slump against the wall, and I don't have a drink, but I could really use one at this moment. And my hands shake as I try to light the lighter, but I literally can't. And I think that's Bug. That's where you find Clint. He's just on a wall. He's not near the group. He is off, just right off stage right, trying to light that lighter, but he can't get his fingers to function correctly.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll come up to you, see you struggling. Um, if you allow it, I'll try to take the lighter from your hands and light it for you.
There is
And I'm
no
looking.
resistance. Yeah, there's no resistance whatsoever. I let it go, and I'm wiping the imaginary blood off of my hands. Like, I don't know, is it what's on my hands, but that's obviously what was causing me to have the problem lighting it. There's nothing on my hands, but in this way, I'm kind of making a silent excuse why it wasn't working, and it's not because the adrenaline coursing through me as I saw a world-ending alien ship nearly take out an entire town.
For me, I light it up and my hands are not shaking because as I look towards the Humvee, I notice it's filled with kids. And not only that, I see Charlotte with Arthur as well. And I'm just like, the panic sets in. I see the kids and I kind of like this overwhelming calm of like responsibility. We survived. There's kids. Charlotte's okay. There's an alien in my car. And I'm just lighting your cigarette and just kind of keep it there, like, oh God. But it's overriding the panic a little because I just
Yeah.
can't panic anymore.
Eh. I really respect that. You know, there's a bunch of things going on, and yet in that moment, Bug finds this like comfort. You know, it's eh, and I think I look up to you at this point as you're lighting it, and I'm gonna ask you. I just want to ask you, like, how can you be so calm right now? It's I know you love an engine, and engine's got a bunch of moving parts, and they all got to work together in order to do it. But still, it's how do you do it?
I'll flick the lighter closed, put it to your chest so that you can grab it back, and I'll just sigh very loudly and say, I don't know if you remember, but I got stuck in a cave for a while. There wasn't a lot to do. I learned how to be quiet and calm. I haven't been putting it to use, but like, I guess now's the time.
I'm gonna say this with all the love, admiration, and respect that I can muster for an individual on this planet Earth. You are by far the craziest person I have ever met, and my life is better because of it.
And I'll look at you at this point and I'll just chuckle, like, and just kind of stand there with you in the silence.
Bug, if you're gonna, I'm just gonna say this. If you're gonna, if you're gonna go, go. If you're gonna stay, come sit next to me. But you like looming over me, laughing after I called you crazy. It's really freaking me out right now.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. Sorry. Sometimes I do that. My bad.
I know, and you don't have to say you're bad. You didn't do anything wrong. Just come sit down, or don't. But don't just stand there looming over me. You scare me sometimes.
And I'll sit. I there is something that you should know, but you won't like it.
As I take a drag of the cigarette, and my knees are pulled up kind of almost like close to my chest so I can kind of rest my arms on it, and the cigarette hangs low, and I'm going to say, you might as well just go out and say it then, because, like, well, how much worse could it be?
Well, do you remember Valenian? You know, the good alien?
Good alien is an interesting way to describe
Right.
a conquering race of
Mm,
people,
mm,
but
mm, mm,
please,
mm.
I feel like you're going somewhere. Please continue.
You know. Well, let me the one that didn't attack us. You know, she talked to us and gave us
Mm-hmm.
information.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, the river. Well, there's an alien in the car, and she is River, was River. I think it's still River. I'm not too sure, but if it is River, you might not want to attack her, maybe? Oh, you remember that calm we were talking about? I think it's wearing off. It doesn't last very long, you know.
I I can't help but just watch Bug that veneer of calm melt away. And this is probably the most, I mean, outside of being a wild and crazy gal, this is probably the most animated I've seen Bug since we've started this adventure. Um, and I let out a chuckle. I chuckle. I laugh, and I think I throw my arm over Bug, and I go, you know, I knew something was up with River. Just couldn't figure out what it was. And to be honest with you, right now, am I mad? Sure. Am I disappointed and being deceived? Yeah. But I literally just survived a world ending alien laser pointed straight at me and the people I care about the most in a 5 mile radius of this fucking godforsaken place. So, you know what? We're going to figure it out one thing at a time. I'm going to look over at you. I'm gonna go. You know, there's like a half dozen kids in that car, right? In that Humvee.
And I'll stare at you, eyes big. I'm not ready to be a mom. I can't do this.
Well,
Would you say bug-eyed or no? Not quite.
Bug-eyed for sure.
I and I
Hot
and
chub
I
shot.
and I and I revel in that moment where like the calm coolness that lit my cigarette has now dissolved into full on panic. And I'm just gonna smile at you and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell you a little secret, Bug. When it comes to becoming a parent, nobody is ever ready. But you don't have to. You are a person free, whole, and independent. And just because I unloaded a half dozen children from the back of an army base doesn't mean that you immediately have to become a maternal character to these people and these kids. You're young. You got a long life ahead of you. And if you want to have kids at some time, that's your choice. Today doesn't have to be the day. Today you get to be, and from here on out, you get to be Bug. And whatever Bug wants to be, Bug gets to be. You leave the rest of that shit to the adults, which is not me and not you. We're going to let someone else figure that out. Sound like a plan?
Clint, I didn't like you at first, but you're all right.
Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if I told you I get that a lot?
No, you're
Neither
pretty
am I.
rad. You're pretty rad guy. You're all right.
I think at that point, like, Clint just doesn't have a retort, man, because like as much as like Bug and Clint have been the wild cards together this whole journey, like I feel a super close, like our relationship kind of leveled up in the moment. And if there's one thing that this entire adventuring group has taught me as a whole, sometimes it's a good idea to just shut the fuck up and live in the moment. And so I say, right back at you. And I just put my head back and I finish my cigarette. And the two of us spend a quiet moment together, being calm, all thanks to you.
All right. Now, who else would like to have a moment, a scene before we continue on as you guys are preparing to make your way back onto the road with a lot more passengers than necessary, but a lot more vehicles too. So,
Yeah. So
I'm-
Bug had invited me to go over to try to help Ezra and River. We can do that, or Arthur, we can do your scene first.
I mean, if you want to just do yours, Arthur's not really going to leave the Humvee. He's just going to kind of deal with, well, not deal
Yeah,
with,
I
but
didn't. I didn't.
spend a moment for Charlotte and the kid.
Excellent choice.
So yeah, I will head over. You already gave me the heads up. Seeing you both looking pretty battered and bruised. Well, that was a hell of a thing, huh?
Uh-huh.
You're muted. River, you're muted.
Is everyone safe?
Safe as we can be for today.
Good.
What about you?
I have used a lot of my energy to help as best I can.
That's what you said you were gonna do. Moment of honesty, huh?
Hmm.
You're the one they were looking for this whole time, aren't you?
I felt something that I hadn't felt in a long time. It was lovely.
It is, isn't it?
But help, Ezra. He needs you. They all need you.
I know. And she will turn to Ezra. Hey, hanging in there?
I've had better days. Surprised we lived through that. I thought all was about ready to implode. Are
Is
the
that what
kid?
you wanted?
No, I didn't see much of a way out of it either, though. To be honest, are the kids okay?
A little shook, a little scared. There's going to be a lot of nightmares going forward, but hopefully the days will make up for it.
Time will tell, I suppose.
I think we're going to need different metrics in this new world we got.
Yep. What's the plan? Where are we going?
Where we've always intended to go.
Okay.
To the ends of the earth.
You know, before the world ended, I always loved reading about the flat earth conspiracies. Riveting stuff. Insane, but riveting. Sometimes I wish it was true, though. This would make a lot more sense then.
I had a cousin who believed that shit. I wanted to tell him to go there if he was so sure, but
Ow.
he wouldn't have liked that much.
Well.
I'm glad you're still here, even if you're not.
I'm not glad or sad about anything. But I'm here.
I'm not asking you to be, but when the chips are down, because they will be down again, as long as you're moving forward, that's all I need.
So they say.
All right, I will. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we need to probably stop soon.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We always do.
Okay.
It's a big, wide world.
Yep.
There's opportunity everywhere. So I will spend a heroism point to take away your mental damage.
Cool. That'll take me down
And
to 4.
yeah. And then I'll do science. I still haven't recovered, but I'll do my best. So this is only 2d6 with the heroism point. So I'll try.
Got it.
A 4. Could be worse.
Seeing Caitlin help Ezra, River reaches back over to Ezra's arm, and before her eyes close, she gives a squeeze. And I'm going to spend a heroism to use calming presence to remove another harm on Ezra. And as she closes her eyes, her form ripples, and River is there.
Oh, if that's the case, then Caitlin, re-roll again, get an additional 1d6, and aim for 6s. Remember, throw it at the floor. Normally, that's how that trick works.
Yeah, right.
Just do it on the ground.
No, 5. But it's worth trying.
You should have thrown it at the floor.
You definitely are going to help Ezra recover, but it's going to take a long time. It's not something that you're going to be doing. You can't recover him immediately. It's going to be something that you're just going to have to take more time as, he recovers. But it's definitely on its way.
Did
And River, are you breathing?
are you
Okay.
as- are you as- is River asleep though? Did like River like pass out basically?
No.
Okay. Um,
Matini fell asleep,
got it.
and when she did, River was
Got it.
there.
Uh,
Oh.
when River reemerges, Ezra looks at Caitlin. We need to give her a chance. There's something else we're not seeing here.
Give her a chance to do what? Keep leading them to us over and over and over again? How many times do we have to do this?
I'm telling you, there's something else going on here. She is not like them, and she is powerful.
I understand that.
The more we know, the better armed we'll be. I know it's not ideal. She saved us.
She did. Because we were a target, because she was with us.
I'm telling you, there's more to it than that. I don't know what it is, but there's more to it than that. Trust me on this one.
Trust the man who doesn't care if he lives or dies. Okay, you got it. I trust you.
Just because
Keep
I don't
pressure
care,
on that wound.
just because I don't care about myself, Caitlin, doesn't mean I don't care about anything.
I want to believe you. And she'll walk away.
Thank you.
Don't prove me wrong.
I would never want to put any of you in danger.
I think I believe you.
You sing a good song, Ezra.
It's about all I have left, so thanks.
I'll go find Bug and Clint at that point.
I was gonna say Arthur had just
Go ahead.
kind of sat in the Humvee for a moment in the truck. Obviously, people kind of going their ways, and Clint climbing out, and Caitlin going off to where everything that's kind of happening around it. I think even if the kids are kind of freaking out and making noise in the back, he just kind of still finds this state of equanimity where, like, they were successful. They got Charlotte. Like, everything does kind of calm down from him, and he steps out, and the only thing that really kind of breaks that calm is the wince in his, right side, and his arms where the shotgun pellets are still there. And he kind of takes his vest off and walks around the back to open it up and see the kids. And I'm sure Charlotte is there, and I imagine she kind of jumps back at him, and he would take the moment to kind of catch her and set her down, and he would actually kind of tear a piece of the tape off one spot of the vest, and on the back where the patch that says sledgehammer, like it's a fighter robe, he tapes off the sledge part so it just says hammer, and he kind of drapes it over Charlotte and kind of gives her a little, the soft kind of, knuckle on the chin. But I would also, just because of usually what is stored in Humvee, and especially the larger transport ones, it would be like supplies and things like that. So, I mean, I'm trying to spend like 3 heroism to see if there's like blankets and some foods, or like even ration or stuff to kind of get these kids and use something to kind of calm them down and calming, even if it's kind of in the area that I have to look for as well. That works anyway. Just items, obviously survival items and supplies in a sense, but specifically kind of making sure that these 10 total kids have something for us to kind of comfort them with before we carry on.
Oh, for sure. I would not have an issue with that at all. Technically speaking, I wouldn't even say that you would just spend one heroes and point no cover because, again, you are inside of a military Humvee. You definitely will find supplies and things like that very quickly. But again, the urgencies of the moment, just for the simple fact that, again, that master ship right now is
Yeah.
static and ain't doing anything, but you never know when that might change.
Yeah, he's just trying to make sure that they're good to go, and then he's kind of standing in the middle of everybody and just going to be like, hey, I don't like. I know we all feel pretty safe right now when we're not dead for whatever damn reason. But we can't stay here. We need to get these vehicles moving. We have enough to spread out. It's still, I'm sure the Falcon will move. We have the truck. We have this. But staying here is not an option. We need to continue on. We need to continue on now. Stopping down the line may be good, but this ain't it.
Were you saying that too?
Whatever. I mean, we're not. I don't imagine we're not far apart because we're all. I mean, the aluminum and the truck were very close by. They're over by the building that we crashed next to, and I'm sure that that she didn't park very far. So he's just kind of saying it loud enough for you as you're approaching Bug and Clint to hear. It's kind of to everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of turning from you into an arc to them at the same time to be like, hey, I know we're hurting, but get the fuck up. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Gotta go.
I think as Caitlin, just to back it up, just a moment before Arthur says that, um, Caitlin, you start making your way towards Bug and myself, as you said, and the two of us are rounding the corner, and I see you, and I uh, I look over at Bug and I say, "Give me a moment," and I walk straight up to Caitlin and I mean, just grab and embrace you in the largest hug that that we have given that I have given Caitlin in this moment. So much so that it's not just like a hey friend, so glad to see you. I embrace you and my hand cups the back of your head and holds. I just hold you for a second,
Yeah. And you can
and I
feel my nervous system releasing, like people with CPTSD when they're with their person and their nervous system is finally able to relax and be quiet, and you can feel the shudder through her body as she ru- throws her arms around you and grips you so tight.
and it's reckless to do it in front of everybody, but I'm shattered, so let it rip. And so and I hold Caitlin until she's ready, and I just say softly to her, "I'm so fucking glad you're not dead."
Would you believe it would take more than that to kill me?
Not in a million years. I know you. I feel like I've gotten to know you, and I know it's going to take one more, so much more than that, to get rid of you, to kill you. I'm just so fucking glad you're still here.
Too. You did it. You fucking did it. It worked.
Yeah,
I don't know how it worked, but it worked. You fucking
Yeah.
did it.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. But we got bigger, and at this point, like we got bigger fish to fry, and I just give you a smooch on the cheek, and I turn around as Arthur says that, and it's into planning phase now. And we got a lot to deal with here, gang.
Yeah.
And as Arthur, you relay that information, like we need to get these vehicles and get on the move. I'm gonna. I hate to be the one to be the realist in this moment, but we don't have enough food, supplies, or anything to move all of these people. Not to mention, and I glance over at River and kind of express my mild disappointment. I had an idea, but like knowing that we've had one of the aliens with us this whole time, it sets me on edge, but in this moment, like I would love to have the moment where I could be angry at River, but there's a dozen kids here. And if the worst possible thing in the world right now is for them to see more anger and more hatred and this cycle of violence and hatred and anger to continue. So I think you see in the moment, River, as I look at you, there's this kind of look of disappointment that melts away in that. I mean, it's a quick look and it kind of melts away. And I just kind of, I gently nod at you, almost relenting to the idea of, I got to get all right with this. It's on me to get all right with you. And we can talk it out at another time. But um, he just kind of,
River just nods.
and he
Look.
turns now and looks to the rest of the group.
There's enough supplies. There's enough supplies in here for the kids to get us somewhere that's not here.
Arthur,
We have enough supplies for us in the other
Arthur.
vehicles.
Arthur, and as you're like rationalizing,
I don't really give a shit what comes out of your mouth next. We need to move and get somewhere, and then we figure out what to do with the kids. I don't trust that ship. You may be sitting here trusting this ship to stay stagnant and not be blowing the hell. I don't know why it isn't already. But
Nobody
I'm not going to
trusts
be
it,
the
Arthur,
fucking
I promise.
reason that we all blow up and these kids die after everything we've done.
let's get somewhere safe. We'll figure it out.
Rostrum's not an option, so we can't go further south. We gotta keep pushing west.
Let's get in the car. Let's get somewhere safe. Get a campfire going. You can whip up some of those beans you're really good at making for 17 people. As I think, and I think in the moment, as I say for like 17 people, Clint disassociates for a moment and gets a 1,000-yard stare. 17 people, including a dozen children. Okay, here we go. Let's get in a car and let's go. And I'm gonna hop in whatever car. I'm going to personally wait to see what car the children hop in, so I can not be in that car because
So the Falcon's windshield is smashed. So Ezra, unless you want to pull a Valenian and fix it, we're gonna have to leave the Falcon behind.
never. No, I kicked the windshield out. I know there's some sunglasses in here somewhere. I would like to spend a heroism point to search the Humvee for goggles.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say binoculars. We had like two pairs of
No,
binoculars running
I
around.
don't
We're
here.
gonna say a spare windshield.
No, we only no. See, because River had a pair of binoculars, right? We only have one pair.
No, Ezra had a pair too.
No,
River does
Ezra
too.
has another.
Ezra has
no.
one.
I don't know if that's accurate.
No,
Fake
Ezra-
news.
No, he doesn't. Come
Ezra
on.
has been holding.
If he,
Ezra
if
Ezra has been holding
had
on
a
to
pair,
two
if
items. Two items this entire game that Ezra has been holding on to, mentioning it like, "Hey, I have it." The Song Weaver and his guitar. And then last session he comes out and goes,
No,
"Yo, I also
no,
have a pair of
no,
binoculars
no.
no one ever asked me about."
Listen, listen, if-
at
if-
least 4 times the first 2 sessions.
if Ezra,
My
Ezra had
guitar
a
is
pair-
also binoculars.
If Ezra had a pair of binoculars, I guarantee you he would have mentioned it at least one time during the campaign. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
But no, you find goggles without problem.
Yeah. And I think that I load up. I think that Bug and I load up in the one vehicle that could possibly not carry any of the children. We get into the aluminum Falcon. I kick what's left of the windshield out of the aluminum Falcon. We slap on a pair of goggles together, and I say, "I'm never leaving you behind, baby." No, not you, Bug. I meant the Falcon.
Gross.
Are we leaving the truck or the Suburban behind then?
Oh man, I'm gonna leave that up to the rest of the group because the Falcon will stay. I will ride.
Suburban's
the
probably in
Falcon to
better
the-
shape.
I will ride the Falcon.
But it's been if 2 people are riding in the Falcon for some reason, I'm just saying that leaves,
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the Suburban's in better condition, I'd say we should take that, and I'll unpack the whatever's left in the pickup truck and move that into the Suburban. Siphon out the gas.
All right. As you guys are preparing to start driving off from Rio Fuente, is there any last closing scenes before you guys hit the road?
I mean, I'm not going to stop you from radioing your friend who is expecting the children either. I'm not going to be like, hey, let's not drop these kids off. Let's...
Yeah, we need to see if we can connect to Harriet. I think that's. I mean, I would assume. Well, no, because we don't know if Valenion's alive either. Um, I'm just assuming she is. Caitlin is assuming she is. But yeah, do they answer? Does Harriet answer?
And before I get in the car with Clint, which I would try to avoid the kids, I would have definitely gone up to Caitlin and just be like, "Really? Clint? This whole time? Wow. He's your type? Wow."
Well, look, you don't know much about my past, but
But
look,
Clint?
if you lined up all my exes, you would understand. It's nice being with a man who
Mm.
you probably not gonna look. I don't want to talk about it right now, but
Is it because there's not many men left in the world? Is that what's going on?
no,
Because we can just go alone. You don't have to be with someone. Like,
I I haven't been with a man in 3 years, and I'm lucky I got out of that relationship with my life. I will tell you stories that will turn your hair straight. Get in that car.
okay, okay, okay. I mean,
You
you think
could
he's
just
cool?
go alone.
And I'll bump you and just be like, "I'm joking."
You're not, but
Well, he is a little odd, but he's all right. It's okay. I guess you could do worse. Well, he's fine. He's fine. I'm happy for you.
when you fall in love with the first man you see in St. Francis, I am gonna ride you till the wheels fall off. You do not know
That'll
what this
never
is.
happen.
Oh,
That'll
sure.
never happen.
Sure,
Mm,
sure. That's what you
mm.
say. That's what they all say.
Uh, I'm going to, as we're packing up, go over to Arthur and Charlotte and say, "You're together. You're back. That
There
is
we
the most
are.
important thing that there is.
I think
Protect
that if
her."
I've learned, I think that if I've learned anything in this, whatever the hell this is, journey, I guess we can call it, is that I would have given every goddamn moment to remember how a father feels, or even a second. I'll be damned if I let that go now.
You'll see that Charlotte goes ahead, reaches for Arthur's face, and just like touches it lightly, and goes, "You don't have to cry, Arthur. It's okay. I'm okay."
He'll, he'll wrestle her hair a little bit, and then he'll take his hat off and put it on her, and he'll pick her up and sit her and put her in the passenger seat next to him, and buckle her up tight and get ready to head forward.
You're gonna see that she, for the first time in a long time, you see her smiling, and it's just the most sincere smile you've ever seen on this child. She is somewhere where she wants to be. She is surrounded with people that she wants to be surrounded by, and whatever comes tomorrow, let it come. At this point, she, at least in the present, in this one moment, is happy. And so, with that, everybody begins to jump in the car. We are going to try to reach out to individuals, but that'll come a little bit later. As the engines turn on and begin to turn, heading north, getting back onto the highway, and leaving Rio Fuente behind, and the misery that it would have caused all of you, the hurts and pains, as well as the fact that fear was tangible. You begin heading westward, and you're going to see that behind you in the rearview mirror, Rio Fuente begins to disappear until nothing but a flurry of snow falls and is lost in the horizon. We shift forward as the dinosaur kind of looks over the vehicle, almost tempting you guys to come and join. It is this moment that you see that the first vehicle to arrive was the aluminum Falcon. Thereafter, you're going to see other vehicles begin to pile in behind, kind of driving towards the parking lot. The one that actually comes up next is a Suburban, and you're going to see that the first person to jump out of the aluminum Falcon happens to be Arthur, followed thereafter by Charlotte. And you're going to see that Charlotte runs over towards Arthur, looking at the dinosaur, and goes, "What? Look, it's a dinosaur!" And at this point, you'll see that she is extremely happy. You'll see that behind you, you're going to hear other vehicles. You're going to see other vehicles, by the way. You're going to see a Suburban, you're going to see a truck, you're going to see a school bus kind of rush in to kind of park behind you. And at this point, you're going to see that all these individuals begin to kind of take a break from all the driving and take a moment to look towards the dinosaurs that are there at Cavasong. And at this point, as you're looking, each and every one of you, you're going to see that the group kind of gathers in front of the aluminum Falcon, and just over the head of the dinosaurs, you're going to see stars kind of falling from the sky. And you'll see that Charlie goes ahead and points up at them, almost like, "Arthur, Arthur!" And at this point, you'll see that through everything that you've endeavored through all of your hurts and pains, you've at least gotten to California. You're as far west as you possibly can go. Now, the only trial that's left to do is that long, lengthy road along the coastline towards San Francisco. But that's tomorrow's problem. That's not today's. And so, as we close on this final session of The Last Caravan, yet the timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness and knows that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dreams. And that which sings and contemplates in you is still dwelling within the bounds of that first moment which gathered the stars into space. Who among you does not feel that power to love, or that the power of love is boundless? And yet, who does not feel that very love through boundlessness, encompassed within the center of their being and moving not from love thought, nor from love deed to the other love deed? And is not time, even as love is, undivided and spaceless? But if in your thoughts you must measure time into season, let each season encircle all the other seasons, and let today embrace the past with remembrance and the future with longing. And that is from The Prophet by Khalid Gibram. And this is the end of this chapter of The Last Caravan.
That was so much
Bravo!
fun.
Bravo!
I owned that book. I knew that was from that book. That is so good. I love The Prophet. It's so good. Way to end it.
That
Which
was
one? Which one of the?
fabulous.
Which one of the parables was that from?
In regards to time,
Okay.
or on time as it's called.
Yeah. Speak to us of time.
That was
But
really,
yeah.
really fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone. That was a true joy.
I would say thank me, but no, honestly, it's all thanks to you guys. You guys were fantastic. And honestly, the last caravan, I didn't think we were going to. By the way, I do apologize. We played it completely wrong, or at least I hosted it completely wrong. You guys were supposed to make it in 12 sessions to San Francisco. Somewhere we got detoured, and that became a thing. So it took a little bit longer.
Oh, wow.
It's all good.
But
It's all good.
but you guys
Still
made.
fun.
Oh yeah, no, you guys made the experience amazing. And again, I would have never played a game like this, The Last Caravan, and I'm actually glad that I did, and I'm glad that I got to enjoy it with you all because you guys made this story.
Oh no, I'm so glad I got to
Amazing
play with
journey.
you guys. I'd love to play with you all again sometime soon. This is a true
Hell
treat
yeah.
for me.
Well, I mean, I still need to get Nady Danger to play Fablo Ultima one day.
Yes, we do.
You keep trying,
day.
big dog. You keep trying.
I shall.
Well, thank you for joining us on The Story Told and for joining us along this journey of The Last Caravan. Check out our Discord. You can find out what's coming down the pipeline next. But until then, to the next chapter.
Well said, Lex. Well said.
And everybody gets to hear